Welcome to Readings by Patty, and I am so happy to have you here. This is Gemini's October reading. I would just like to say thank you for your support, growing my new YouTube channel. So, like, comment, and subscribe. And at the end of October, whichever sun signs videos gets the most views, I will do a bonus reading for. So, go ahead, Gemini, likes and comment and subscribe to get your video out there to get the most views. All right, guys, what do I have for Gemini leading into October and around October? I feel that in the recent to distant past, you've had to make some decisions and choices, possibly in love or in those types of connections, deep connections, that maybe you had to try to see what is best for you. And you might have had to walk away from something that you really didn't want to. So I just like to start by saying that whatever is happening, Gemini, it all has a reason, and the reason is for your spiritual, emotional growth. It is all happening so that you can start discovering who you are, and you can start bringing in those harmonized relationships. But currently, I feel that because this is what's going on, it is a time of discovery, but it's also a time of grounding yourself and gaining your roots and new beginnings so that you can start building on something that is better for you. And as you do this, this is when you're going to discover yourself. Even though this is something you probably didn't want to leave, it's going to lead into these brand new, wonderful beginnings. And it starts with acceptance of it all. Okay, so it's really bringing you into newer things, probably better things than you even knew that you wanted. But this is a time that you're going through because it's leading you into something better. So currently what I have is the soulmate connection and having to emotionally withdraw or emotionally walk away. A soulmate could be a friend, a family member, it could be a stranger on the street. It also can be a love connection partner. But regardless, it's this undeniable connection. And when we do meet a soulmate through our lives, not all the time is they meant to stay forever. It is always something to teach us, and so that we can learn from and become better individuals, better us. So again, I feel like it's a discovery time. Even though you put a lot into this and you truly didn't want it because of that connection, because it was a deep connection, you didn't want to have to withdraw from it. You didn't want to have to walk away from this situation. I'll get some clarifiers, see why. Right? But things weren't clear. You didn't have all the answers. It wasn't everything you could see it for. Right? You wanted to be stable and solid, and you had to kind of like stand your ground and make this decision. It didn't come easy to you, and you still don't have all the answers. You still don't know how you're going to really walk away and make this decision in love. For males, it could be a choice between two ladies, but for the general population of this reading, that is a collective. It's not a personal. And if these energies don't fit, then don't make them fit. But what does, keep it. What don't, let it go. All right, so basically harmonizing relationships, making choices and decisions in which relationships are best, okay? Because in the past, whether it was just yesterday or a couple years ago, there was a lot of passion, possibly a lot of good sexual attraction and magnetizing experience, but there was impurities. There was too many differences. Though you guys probably mastered that connection deeply, and the desire and the drive and the attraction is very real, you start discovering that you guys don't see things the same. You don't see things eye to eye. And sometimes it doesn't matter, right? Like, if you can't agree to disagree and leave it at that, then it makes it a problem. It's two things never seeing eye to eye. They're just different. Regardless if there's a lot of attraction and desire and passion into that connection, um, it just never was going to see it the same way. The story behind the card of the Imperatrice is one person had a side of the fence and they wanted to do it up wacky, say. They wanted to put in a carnival. And then on the other side, it was prim and proper, trim your rose bushes to perfection. And so that person looking over into the circus is thinking, oh my God, that's so cluttered. I could never live like that. So that person's crazy. There's something wrong with that person. But then the person in the carnival yard is like, oh, that person's just too stuck up. That person's got too anal, kind of thing. And so I could never live in that kind of a stiff situation. So is the person with the circus yard or the person with the prim and proper yard wrong? No, that's just the way they see it. That's the way they want it. So that's their yard. So you leave them in their yard. When it becomes a problem is when the person in the prim and proper yard is trying to tell the person with the carnival going on in their yard that there's something wrong and that's not okay and blah blah blah. And then the person in the carnival yard is telling the person with the perfectly pruned roses that that's not okay. It's too much. You can't be all up in your roses, kind of thing. But is the person with the roses wrong? But that's the way that they see it. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's just very much two different ways of viewing and seeing things. And I think that the reason why you're looking at it now, that you got to make a decision to emotionally walk away because things aren't clear, is because it's not harmonized. It's because you're not grounded. It's because it just too different. Like you cannot see eye to eye on something. There's opportunities that are beckoning, and if you stayed in a situation where you're all focused on what's wrong with the other person, or the other person's always focused on what's wrong with you, then you're kind of missing out on opportunities that could be knocking. I feel that you know this, like you know that there's time now to step out and start these new beginnings and ground yourself, and start moving forward in that way, even though it may be a little difficult. And I say that because you just don't see how that's going to happen currently, right? Because this connection kind of has you still a little torn, and it's because of the stuff that was spewed at you. You know how I was saying the one side of the fence is saying that the other side of the fence is wrong. It's picking up on the things that and making fun of, or picking up on the shortcomings, or trying to be like blah 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 blah, you smoke and you're gonna die, kind of thing, right? The smoker knows they don't need you wagging your finger at them. So I feel like somebody has spewed this stuff out, or it picking up on your shortcomings and your downfalls, and they think that they have the right to do that. And that could be a part of the imperialties, the differences, never seeing eye to eye, that they feel they have a right, that if you don't see it the way they do, then something must be wrong with you. So I do feel like you're kind of probably sick of that part, and you know that you got to move forward, and you just don't know what it's going to look like. You don't know how you're going to actually get there. But I feel like the stability that you're looking for, in this situation that you're going through, that you're letting go, that you're trying making the decision of how I'm going to get stable again, how am I going to get grounded, how am I going to get rooted, right? Like discovering yourself and understanding that this is bleeding you into something better, because you trying so hard to build something of structure and coming together and building something worthwhile having really left you flat on your back. Maybe betrayed, maybe lied to, maybe just taken advantage of, but it has left you flat out. Like you can't keep being flat out, is what I'm feeling, Gemini. It's like you either have a choice. You can stay and continue to feel this way, or you can finally make this leap of faith and go after new beginnings and start building your own foundations and rooting yourself even when you don't know what the next step is, or even though you don't know where it's taking you, you know what's going on behind you. You've already seen that. You've already lived it. So you could stay flat out and stabbed in the back and too tired to get up because it's just too much. Or you can go out into the unknown and discover what is coming for you. Now, I do feel that coming into the future for Gemini, there's going to be lots of options. There's going to be lots of decisions to make. But you have to choose wisely, okay? Because some people are sheep's and wolf or no, wolves in sheep's clothing. So they could be putting on a facade. They may not be showing you their true colors right off the hop. So make your decisions and choose wisely based upon that. Some are good, some are not good, but allow them to unfold and show you who they are naturally, okay? So choices and decisions and options are coming to your future, Gemini. Maybe even new offers of love. But again, make sure that it is not a fake love. Make sure that it is the right choice for you, not one that's going to end up being a battle again. You don't want to go back into a battle. You want something that is going to fit you the best, okay? Leading you into your challenges here, it is coming together with somebody or something again in the future, okay? After going through trying to already build that. Somebody who maybe, because you guys were so different, it didn't work out. The teamwork wasn't there and it kind of left you drained. But it's telling me that you can't keep looking back at the impasse and worrying about what went wrong and didn't want wrong. What you want in life is still what you want in life. Okay, just because you got to take a different path or go a different route doesn't mean that it's not still what you want. Okay, so you can't worry about the impasse that has happened, and coming together and being recognized and rewarded and building something is a wonderful thing. However, you can't let what happened in the past or didn't work out in the past stop you from making this decision and then waiting for your ships to come in, because it could be something. But I'm just going to cautious Gemini to not be so guarded. Like, it's like this situation has left you guarded of your feelings, your emotions, and you don't want to go through this again. So that's why in the future, as you're moving forward, choose wisely, because you will have options and you will have offers. But some are legit and some are a facade, selling you something that they're not, and you don't want to find that out later, Gemini. All right, guys. So like I said, the sun sign with the most views at the end of October will get a bonus read. So come on, Gemini, hit that like, subscribe, and comment, because the comments will get things rolling. Say, come on, Gemini, let's like and subscribe, and let's get the bonus read. Take care, guys. I'll see you again soon.